Hi fellow crafters, welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Terry from nutsaboutsstamping.com. Today I have a beautiful Layers of Beauty card idea to show you. It's also a technique and one that I learned this week but haven't tried yet, so let's just give it a go. I really like the Layers of Beauty bundle because it's not just a stamp set and a set of dies, it's also a set of masks. So let's have a go and use these to create this beautiful technique. In case you haven't seen the Layers of Beauty bundle yet, let's start with this. The Layers of Beauty set features a card front sized floral arrangement. It's perfect for using different coloring tools and creating something unique for each recipient. You can customize it even further with the additional stems and small flowers. You can use the big floral die for a quick and cute paper piece, or use the smaller florals and branches and arrange the flowers however you want. You can also, here's a great tip, you can use these die cuts on pattern paper for fast crafting, or you can use them on basic white cardstock and then experiment with different coloring techniques. And although you can do all these things using the dies, we're going to set them aside today. This bundle includes 5 masks that are meant to be layered one by one to create a special image. The masks are numbered from 1 to 5, so you know which layer comes next. Although you don't have to use all of the layers, and I'm going to show you that today. There are notches in the masks to help with perfect alignment. So you can mix and match the ink colors you use for fun crafting each time. So I'm going to use 3 of the masks on today's card and technique. So let's get started. What makes this technique special is that I'm going to stamp directly on designer series paper, and then I'm going to color the image. And my choice for my card is the Country Woods pack. Have a look at this. This is really cool. I love this. Whoops, these don't belong in there. You can tell that I'm not very organized with my paper. Anyway, here's a peek at the Country Woods pack. And I've decided to use a subtle piece for my card technique. So I have mounted the large flower image onto a clear block, and I'm going to ink it up and stamp it onto this designer series paper using my Memento Tuxedo ink. And if you haven't heard this tip before, this is a good one. If you have a really large or very intricate stamp that you want to ink up, put it face up and then push your pad gently down on to the stamp, and that way you can see that you're getting full coverage of the large image or intricate image. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it down onto my designer series paper like so. I have laid down mask number 1, and you can see that it has masked some of the stamped image, but then also allowed another section of the stamped image to show through so that I can color it. And what I've decided to do is use Moody Mauve, and I'm going to apply Moody Mauve to the flowers using one of my finger daubers, or these like Stampin' Daubers. I'm just going to hold the mask in place. If you have washi tape or painter's tape, you can secure your mask in place that way. If you want, it's your choice. So I'm just going to daub the ink directly onto the stamped image, which is also on the designer series paper. I've got the Moody Mauve applied, and then you can see that there are some flowers that are also showing through the mask. And so I'm going to apply Wild Wheat to those flowers, again using another finger dauber. And here's one more here. And then there are a couple of leaves that are also showing through. So I'm going to use Old Olive and apply ink just to these very small sections here. Now what's really cool about these masks is that when you finished using one, you just take it and run it underwater in the sink and set it out to dry, and you're good to go for your next project idea. So I'm just going to set that aside for now, and I'm going to get set up for mask number 2, which adds some additional details to my flowers. All right, I have that mask laid down on top. You can see that I have still got some of the flowers and the leaves poking through. This is an opportunity to use a different color on the leaves and the flowers. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to use Blackberry Bliss on the main flowers on this project. So again, I'm going to hold this in place, and I'm just going to add some Blackberry Bliss, and then I'll show you what it does to these flowers. Now, hopefully you can see that it adds a lot of darker detail, which gives the flower more of a 3D, well, maybe a 2D look. And then the final mask I'm going to lay out is the one with the leaves. So I'll get that set up, and then I'm going to use my Old Olive ink to ink and color all of the leaves on this project. All right, I have my mask in place, and I'm going to ink and daub down on all of the leaves on this particular mask. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Back in a moment. And look at that. Isn't that super cool? I can see that I have missed one of my leaves here and a little bit of an offshoot here. So I can very easily lay the mask back down on top and fix that. And then what we're going to do is work on a phrase for the card. Now for my phrase, I'm going to use the You Make My Heart Smile, and I'm going to use Misty Mauve as my color. My card base is going to be Blackberry Bliss, and what I want to do is add a piece of basic white to the card base, but I want to angle it a little bit. So I don't want this sort of to be very vertical and very organized. I want it to look a little disorganized. So I'm going to adhere this layer down using my multi-purpose liquid glue. Now what I want to do is attach my lovely Layers of Beauty layer, and I'm going to do it a little bit counter to the basic white layer, and I'm going to adhere that down using my multi-purpose liquid glue. Now when it comes to considering the phrase, there are so many ways I could add this phrase. I could do it up here, but it covers up part of the image. I could do it here, and again, it covers up part of the image. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to trim it. I'm going to trim this long phrase into 2 shorter phrases and attach them at the top of the card. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Now, if you've been following my videos for a long time, you know that I like to pop things up, so I decided to use some mini Stampin' Dimensionals and then pop these 2 sections of my phrase up. And now it's time to think embellishments. And what comes to mind right away are these purple gems, so I'm going to add a few of those to complete my project. And there we go. Would you like to see another Layers of Beauty card idea? If you would, then why not watch this video next? And if you would like a complete listing of the supplies that I used and the measurements for the layers, I will link to my blog article in the description box under this video. You can head over to my blog and get all the information you need, including product ordering numbers, in case you want to order the Layers of Beauty bundle so that you can make beautiful cards like this at home. I'm Terry. I am nuts about stamping. I'll see you at the next video. Bye for now.